it worked tonight. And here I was paranoid for nothing. Anyway, wow. So far so good. How you doing, guys? And welcome. Good to see you. Uh See, we got a lot of the usual suspects in the crowd here. Let me say hello. Jody, drone shots, appears first in this chat, but Rick Halber popped in around noon, right after I created the stream, said hi to me. I don't know why that doesn't show up in there, but thank you, Rick, for paying attention. I appreciate that. Agent K was here bright and early. Good to see you. And Pond and Moore, how you doing? Joe Blaylock in the house. Good to see you, my friend. And Rick Halber's here now. How you doing, Rick? How you feeling, buddy? Rick Halber, RC Funds Diversions. 5 minutes. Still time to have sex. Be right back. Well, none of us have any way of knowing if RC Funds Diversions has finished and is indeed back. But it's a good thought. And who else we got? Night Train, Mike. How you doing? Good to see you. On more Night Train, Joe Blaylock, Rick, Agent K. And let's just keep on going down the list here. Tomas O'Sullivan, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming in. Jody, Agent K, Joe Blaylock, still looking for RC Funds Diversions. 5 minutes was a little ambitious, I think, so we may see him a little later. Russell, how you doing, Russell? Good to see you. Carlos, how you doing, dude? Good to see you, my friend. Tomas, Ariels, Rick, Pondemore, back from the sky. Peter Carroll, hey Peter, how you doing, buddy? From down under, good to see you, my friend. Baduga's here. Hi, Baduga, how you doing? And back from the sky, I think that's it. Everybody's saying hi to everybody, and that's the way it should be. So the thunderstorms have stopped. They were going crazy all afternoon, and but I did learn something from my Sunday show when I had to reboot my computer in the middle of the deal. It was that StreamYards just hangs on to the stream, and the guests kind of had a free-for-all when I was gone. But it was nice to know that even if I have to shut everything down, reboot my computer, and with streaming through StreamYard, I can boot it all back up again, open up all the same windows I had, and jump right back in, and more importantly than anything, still be in charge of the Renegade panel that I had going on. So that was a lot of fun. But so I'm not going to sweat the thunderstorm so much, but there's always a chance down here this time of year, especially this time of day. If all of a sudden I disappear from everything, whoever happens to be in the panel at the time, just keep on going. I'll find my way back in, and if not, just continue. Have a great show till StreamYards figures that this thing is done and shuts you all off. But hopefully that won't happen. EBR, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Anybody that I missed? I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, while I wait for somebody to come into the panel, keep me company, give us something to talk about, I can tell you all that I've been flying and flying and flying every day this week, and it's every morning. It's just been great. I get out there about 7:30. The sun is just coming up, and it's relatively cool. The only downside to that is at the park, the grass is just soaking wet, so everything gets wet. And but about 9 o'clock, 9:30 at the latest, it starts to get hot, and because the ground is so wet, the humidity just radiates off of it, and it gets almost too oppressive to fly. So it gives me a little incentive to get my ass out of bed and load up the car and go out and fly. And this morning, I took my my Marmot and flew those flights that I was showing on the intro on the intro for the live stream. So, RC Funds Diversions is back. Hey, how was it? The rest of us are jealous, man. I didn't have anywhere I could duck out to for 5 minutes, being the bachelor here that I am. So hope you had a great time, and welcome back. Welcome back. That was about 11, 12 minutes, which good for you. Good for you, Tomas. I ordered the Tinyhawk today, coming next week, but waiting on a controller from China, so who knows when that will be here. What'd you get, Tomas? Did you get the Radio Master or the Jumper? Anyway, good luck. Another one to the dark side. I love it. I love it. I hope y'all don't blame me for it, though. It is great fun. It is great fun. And speaking of great fun, let me introduce my first panelist in the green room. Looks like he's ready to go. Microphone in there and everything. Welcome, Mel from 400 AGL.
Hello, Mitch.
Hey, Mel.
I had to make sure the mic wasn't muted. I had wanted to double check it at the last second there.
I'm telling you, I was watching you. You looked ready. You were sitting there just ready to go. So
just that's me, always ready to go.
how you doing?
Well, I'm perplexed.
Uh-oh, here we go. Well, before you perplex yourself, let me bring in Carlos, dude himself.
The dude.
Professor Dude.
No, I'm Professor Dude. I'm the dude. I got the next chapter in that story.
Oh, there's more.
But, well, yeah, there is, and it's not really any kind of big development. Turns out, I'll tell you real quick. Turns out, I get an email from a Arizona drone dude today, and he said in an email, and I do have my email address in the description of all the live streams. So if anybody wants to email me, it's not hard. It's just oldguyandadrone@gmail.com. And he said, what's the name? What's the hell the name of that company? God, I'm getting old. Defiant RC has got the starter kit, the Crossfire starter kit, in stock. This is the one that the guy from Heli Nation told me they had no idea when and if they were ever going to get any more. And so I get this email. So and it was for $119. It was for the deal, which is quite a deal for a transmitter module, a Crossfire transmitter module, and 3 receivers. It's a hell of a deal. So I went on the site and I hesitated. I'm in the checkout. It said add to cart. I added the cart. Checked out. Joined the. I'd never bought anything from them, so I created an account for myself, and everything was going along very, very smoothly. I was impressed, and I stopped right there and I said, I wonder if this is one of those companies that tells you to add it to the cart and takes your money and then sends you an email a week later saying that it's back ordered. So I said, I wonder if they even show back orders. So I backed out and I went back to the homepage and I went looking, trying to find a product that wasn't in stock to see if it actually said back order or pre-order or something to indicate. And after 3 or 4 tries, which good on them because they pretty much have everything in stock, I checked the Radio Master T16. I knew that they didn't have any of them. And sure enough, a button came up that says pre-order, expected by the end of August. So I said, aha, so they are straight. So I clenched my jaw and I went back and I checked out, and 45 minutes later, I have a tracking number for this thing already.
Well, good.
Honest to God, the product has shipped. Now, I know it really didn't leave the warehouse. I knew they just created the shipping label, but that told me that they had it in stock. So as it stands right now, there's hope, and I'm impressed with this company like I was impressed with the last company. So tomorrow morning, I will check that tracking number and see if it was ever accepted and received by the post office, and it's on its way. They're in Alabama, And if anybody, I think it's Defiant RC. I better check. It was a new company. I'd never done business with them. Let's see. Uh, Defiance. Defiance RC. DEFIANCE. Defiance RC. They're in Alabama. They have the website works great. Seem to be very efficient. Free shipping on it, no tax, and hopefully I'll let you guys know. I should have it. I could have it as early as Saturday if the post office does its part. More than likely to be Monday or Tuesday. So I did find that thing. I wanted to thank AZ Drone Dude. I don't see him in here yet, but when I see him come in, I will thank him for the heads up. He said he's been dealing with this company for a long, long time. They've always been great. The customer service is great. They ship on time, and it's always nice to find another supplier, another source of pieces and parts. And it seems like they have pretty much everything. They're kind of like Race Day Quads or Get FPV. They seem to have all the major manufacturers' stuff, including they're an authorized TBS dealer. So at any rate, let's get back to Mel's perplexed.
Well,
I was perplexed, though, yes.
do you remember, I don't know, a month ago or more, that Rick was going to send me a motor for my Tinyhawk because I lost that little tiny C-clip that holds the motor together?
I remember that.
Well, the first one he sent, he said, got lost. He thought he might have sent it to the wrong address, but at any rate, it got lost. So he bought another one and had it sent, and it showed up, and I got the C-clip, and I put my motor together. I didn't change the motor. I just took the C-clip off the new one and put it in, made mine work.
Yeah.
Today, about 10 minutes ago, I got a call from my brother. He says, "Hey, you got a package here."
Oh, no.
I said, "Well, open it." He said, "Well, this is a miniature brushless motor."
And you're perplexed because you don't know how it got to your brother?
Well, it got to my original home address, my home address.
Oh, okay.
But so I just wanted to share that story because I know Rick is in the chat. But I'm perplexed because I charged this battery for hours, like overnight. I just put it on the charger and let it go. This little 3.5 volt, 3.7 volt, right?
Yeah.
That I have an adapter for that I can plug into and make this camera work. I plugged it in, which I will do again now. Well, if I could see.
While you're
While
doing
he's
that,
doing
let me say
that-
hi to Bob. Let me say, all right,
That's
go ahead,
just what I
Carlos.
was-
You
No,
greet,
so I was
you
just
can greet
gonna-
our guests.
I was
Go
gonna say, Bob Casey
right ahead,
just
my friend.
joined us. Thomas Ariels
Bob?
had made a comment a little bit earlier about. He said, "No, I went with a budget controller from Beta FPV for the time being.
Oh, okay. I know the one he's talking about.
And
Yeah.
I went with the goggles, yada yada, RC Fun. That was it. I just want to say hi to Bob. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Recognizing the
Just
folks. Peter
D-Hop,
Carroll.
is he here? I see,
Yeah, I said hi to Chris.
Chris. Yeah. Good.
No
We
real,
got a nice little
drone days,
crowd starting out here.
Yeah,
All right,
hello,
Mel, so
Bob, Chris, and
let
everybody.
me blow
So,
you up, Mel, so I can see what.
I
what you're
plugged
doing
this
there.
all in
Yeah.
last night, and the blue lights came on the little display there for about 10 seconds,
Yeah.
and then it went dead. And I can't imagine that it drained the battery in 10 seconds.
Sounds like RC Fun diversions.
Do
Sorry.
you have a?
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I wish I had I don't have a rim shot, boom 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 sound effect. I need to get one. I really need one of those. So Mel, is that a new battery or is that an old battery or where'd that battery come from?
Well, it was the original battery. I have two of them, and the charger for them that came with this Mustang.
Okay, when you plug it into the charger, does it shut
It's-
off when
well,
it's fully charged?
Yeah, it's got a light that blinks, when it's charging, and it says when it's done, the light quits blinking.
Right.
Okay, so
Did it quit?
yeah,
Huh. So, and well, you couldn't have burned it out because it is only a one cell lipo. You can't get more than
I don't
4.2
have a way
volts
to.
out of it.
I don't have a way to test it.
You don't have a multimeter laying around?
No, I don't think I do. I would have to dig deep in my tools to see if I have one, and I don't know that I brought that many tools with me over here.
Now,
But
did the thing and now if you plug it back in, it never worked again?
nope.
What happens if you try the other one? I know you got two of those things.
Yeah, nothing. It doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do anything on the other one
it's
either.
not getting any power. Yeah.
What happens if you take that battery and plug it into the P51?
I can't because I changed the connector on the P51 so that I could use the one cells from the Tinyhawk. So I get more flight time because this is only a
300 maybe?
300. I think that's what that says.
Chris
300 or
says Chris says to stick it on your tongue and see if you feel a tingle. No, people do that with batteries.
Quick hello from Mr. Stingray. Aerial Solutions has joined
it's a
us.
380, and my Tinyhawk batteries are 650, so I get much better flight time.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You know,
but I can't understand why it won't work. Why it lit up for 8 or 10 seconds. Now, did it get real hot?
Well, that first night that I plugged it in, it got kind of warm. I wouldn't say it got really hot, but it did get a little warm.
But it did turn on. You didn't cross the positive and negative.
No,
No.
the plugs both have the adapter connector and the battery connector both have tabs so that it'll only go one way.
Yeah, and the red sized on the red side on both the connectors.
Exactly. So yeah, I always make sure that regardless of tabs or alignment, I always make sure that the wires are going the right direction. So, but I don't have any other.
That's
Just saying hello to Thunderbird 6 as well. He just joined
yeah,
us.
T-Bird. How you doing, Thunderbird? Good to see you. I'm perplexed as well. Robert Glazier, did we say hi to him?
All right,
Yeah,
up to
he
like
just-
28
how
in
you
the
doing,
house,
Robert?
Mitch.
Yeah, 28. Holy cow! What the hell did I do
Popular.
to deserve this at 6 o'clock on a?
Well, you let Carlos and me in here. That's what,
Oh,
That could
Jody
be-
says, "Look at this! Oh man, Jody, let me."
so I'm gonna have to get me a box of those connectors like you have, all different kinds,
Yeah,
so that I can make some connections.
it's
with
crazy.
batteries
You
to be
have
able-
to be. Yeah, you almost
You
have
know?
to be able to fabricate connectors and fabricate
Yeah.
fabricate cables. And for those of you that don't know, I fabricated that whole cable for Mel so that he could balance charge those little batteries, and I used the standard the standard balance plug on the end of it, and
And he switched
he
it on
gets
you.
it. He finally gets it and calls me and he says the battery's got a different connector on it than that. So that's that bastard battery he's got has a connector I've never seen before on it.
Careful now, Rick's in the chat. Rick's is the one.
It's nuts. It's nuts. You know,
It's
the
crazy.
deal is,
It is.
yeah, the deal is, they got a charger specifically designed for that. It costs $18,000. You take a first mortgage on your family for it, but at least it has the right connector on it,
Right.
It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. So I've been looking around to see what the hell kind of connector that was, and it's very confusing. And I haven't seen. I looked at a picture of the battery online, and it shows it with that connector that you have. But in looking for a kit or a source of those connectors, the pictures they show you of the connectors are so bad you can't
tell what it is.
or the ones that I found, the pictures that you could see, Mel, they had the connector laying upside down, so the part that has the one little tab in the center was on. You couldn't see it.
You couldn't see it. Yep.
And
Yep.
I finally,
I know.
I finally,
I Yeah, I did all that too.
It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. But what I want to do here, real quick, is I want to go into this link here. This is the product that I bought. This is the product that I bought. It still says add to cart, and Jody, was it Jody who just said that now it's back ordered?
Uh-oh.
I'm showing it. I'm showing it. I'm showing that it still says add it to cart. This is Defiance RC, TBS Crossfire Micro TX V2 starter set. It comes, as you can see, this picture here comes with the Crossfire module for the transmitter, 3 of these little receivers, 3 Immortal T antennas, all the wiring, heat shrink, and all kinds of other. It comes with 2 different kinds of antennas, both the T's and the wire antennas for it. And this still says add to cart. So in case anybody is interested in that, I will paste that incredibly long ass link into the chat, which of course it'll abbreviate, but if you click on it, it'll take you there. I don't know how many of you guys are interested in getting into Crossfire or not, but it's really a very, very good deal. Very good deal, I think. The basic antenna at Immortal T is nice, Mike says. Yeah, Chris, that is a steal, isn't it? And that's the latest module that they have. And they have just announced, from what I understand, that they ship it with, or it came out with a maximum output power of 250 milliwatts. But I believe they have now updated the firmware. I think I heard this. They have updated the firmware to allow it to go to 500 milliwatts. I run my R9 on 100 milliwatts. Of course, I don't try to fly 6-10 miles out. But these transmitters, when you have the high power output, they've documented ranges of 20 miles plus on these things. They're absolutely incredible.
Drone Shots is saying, Mitch, click where it says MV2, and Mike is saying, look at the Ghost system, Mitch. 2.4 long range.
The Ghost system is brand new from Immersion RC. I saw Bardwell did a big interview with the guy that owns Immersion RC, and it looks like a terrific system, but none of them have shipped yet. It's supposed to ship, based on what he said when I watched the video, in a week and a half from now or so. And it sounds terrific. It sounds like a great system. It's on 2.4 gigahertz band and not the 900 megahertz band that Crossfire and R9 are on. Traditionally, you get longer range with lower frequencies, but the downside of the 900 megahertz band is the bandwidth is the allowed bandwidth from the government is incredibly narrow. I think it's, and I wasn't paying that much attention, but the width of the whole band is like 8 megahertz, the allowable frequency. So what happens is when you get 15 guys all trying to fly Crossfire at the same time at a race or something like that, they do have some problems because the bands have to stay within those legal things. The 2.4 gigahertz band is supposed to have 60 or 70 megahertz width, allowable width, which opens up a room for just a ton more channels, and that would solve the problem. That's a problem that doesn't bother me because I'm always flying by myself, or with maybe 1 or 2 other guys, but I'm never at these big events. It has the Ghost, and I thought it was kind of cute that they call it the Ghost Protocol, kind of like the movie. It has diversity transmit antennas, so it's got 2 antennas on it. You know, like the DJI transmitters all have 2 antennas, and the range is supposed to be equal to what Crossfire has because of the protocol and the technology involved in. Supposedly, you're able to it's able to read signals. The receivers are supposed to be able to read signals below the noise threshold. When you think about it, that's pretty amazing. But when you also think about it, that our GPS satellites, all of those signals are well below the noise threshold coming from the satellites, and the algorithms that they use in deciphering this stuff, separating it from the noise and getting information from it is absolutely incredible. And they may be using something similar to that, but
Drone Bum is saying
Drone
hello.
Bum, Paulie, yeah.
Hello,
What's he
Paul.
talking about? What's his matzo ball talk? What is that?
Oh, because it's gigahertz, and I told him that they have cream for that. Yeah. Anyway,
Mel, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, Mel, about your.
I'm going to
about that
have to
little-
get a reliable power source, I think.
You know what? For $9 on Amazon, you can get one of these.
I may have one in my electrical toolbox. Hello, Chris.
This is a
JST
this is a
drones.
this is
Oh,
a
and
go-to
Oh, yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yep.
And I use it all the time. And one of the greatest things about it is the continuity checker. If you
Yes.
test it for shorts, it has a little beeper in there. And anyway, Chris Hope, how you doing, buddy?
there's somebody
to
before him
see
that
you.
just joined. What's the name? I missed it.
JST.
JST, that's the one. You got it.
Yeah, good. How you doing? Yeah, so far everybody who's here has been here before. All wrenched.
I'm ready to go.
Good to see that. Yeah.
So I've been working on the boat hull.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. I'm going to be looking for ESCs and motors, and I'm not sure what size motors I
Oh,
want
wow.
to put in that thing yet.
That's you know what I would do, and I do this with drones. If I'm building my own drone and I want to try to find a motor size, ESC size prop combination, I'll just go to a popular pre-built one, about in other words similar in size.
Yeah.
And see what
Look at what
and
they're
check a
using, yeah.
couple of them and see and they'll tell you right there, this has such and such motors, such ESCs, and even right on down to the props that would be correct.
Right.
So
Right.
if you check with the hobby dealers on pre-built boats,
Mm-hmm.
ready, they're not ready to fly, they're ready to float.
Ready to float. Yeah.
Ready to float, yeah.
They're still RTF, right?
They are, yeah. Bind and float.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't become bind and sink.
Bind and sink, yeah. You're not kidding. You're not kidding. So Paulie's flying Paulie's doing some
He's
getting
doing
into
pretty
it.
good, actually.
Going to the dark side, man. It's a Mel. It's a friggin' sickness. I'm telling you, it's
It's
Well,
funny.
I
I,
can-
asked,
sickness.
I asked him
I can
about
fly
his.
the-
Go ahead, Mel. I'm sorry.
No, sorry, Carlos.
No,
I think
asked
we were
him
both
about
trying to
his-
start at the same time there.
I
Sorry
asked
about
him
that.
about his GPS drones, and he says basically for the sunrises, and that's it. Other than that, he's having a lot of fun with his Tinyhawk and the whole FPV experience.
Well, he'll discover what you and I have discovered, that it just doesn't get boring,
No,
and it's just every time I fly those things. Speaking of flying, Mel, did you see my RC airplane adventure? Did you
I
see the
did.
video that I posted?
I did.
Yeah. How about that, man?
I
The old
didn't
guy-
see it all the way to the end. I didn't have time, but I did see the first
You
half
didn't.
or three
You
quarters.
didn't see it to the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
man,
we're going
okay,
to.
Mel.
Is there a dramatic finish that I should go look at?
There's a landing, Mel. There's a landing.
boy.
They're all landings.
No,
Yes.
there's a landing that when I landed, I said, "Take that, Mel."
Ooh,
Ah.
Anyway, you're gonna have to suffer through it because this is my show, and Anyway, this was my YouTube video, and I won't make you watch the whole video, but this thing had been hanging in my closet since 2008. It's a Great Plains kit called a reactor. It's designed. You look at the size of the control surfaces on it.
Yeah.
And when you when you set it up in 3D mode, you get 4 inches of throw on the rudder, 3 inches of throw on the elevators, and 3 inches of throw on the ailerons.
Wow.
Okay, that's how crazy that is. But I still use the same radio that I used, same transmitter,
Right.
my old DX7. The trim settings were still in the radio. I hadn't touched any of that. And damn, if I didn't just hit the throttle and away it went. And but I wanted you to see the.
That's the way you want it to go.
Yeah, yeah. So here we go. Here we go.
That was a power loop I just saw you do, right?
Oh, I did everything. I was power looping and rolling and doing all that stuff. And
Look good, look good.
where is it? Where is it? Here it comes.
There
All right,
it
now,
is. There it is.
watch this. Watch. It was a greaser. Oh, you know what? I'm showing you the raw video.
Squeaker.
I'm showing you the raw video, and you can't really see from the raw video. Why am I showing you the raw video? I'll show. I know why I'm showing you. I wanted to show you the because what I did in is in the editor. I kept zooming in so you could see the airplane. There
Right.
you go.
Right.
Yeah, I kept zooming in, trying to keep it centered in the frame. But here's the landing.
Ooh.
Nice and smooth.
That was a greaser. I'll tell
That's
you.
a squeaker for sure.
I'll tell you. And I shot this whole video with a GoPro on my head. You know, the head mount. And it worked great because most of the time the airplane was kind of in the frame. But that worked out great.
Looks nice.
And now I'm getting excited again about flying RC airplanes. Line of sight, because line of sight flying is just a ton of fun.
Well, sure it is.
Was there any sound to that flight, Mitch? Bob Casey wants the full effect.
The full effect. There's a couple of guys out there. They weren't heckling me. What they were doing was they were oohing and ahhing the whole time.
I like the music.
Hang on a second. Let me get back to this.
Mr. Steve Carpenter just joined us.
Well, it sings. It talks. It sings and talks. And Steve Carpenter, how you doing, buddy?
I still got the same radio from way back then, and it should still have the same trim settings on it.
So let's see if we can actually hear the airplane.
5,000 milliamp battery.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Yeehaw
You
music.
like that?
I have no idea.
Oh yeah, I thought it was great.
I think 6-7 minutes, depending on how much power I use.
Guy said to me, "How long's the battery last?" I said, "I have no idea."
It's a fair answer.
See, he said that's some great flying. I mean, my ego was
Try
just getting
slowing it down a
blown,
little bit
blown
here.
right up out of proportion.
No,
So he asked me if it had flaps. I said no.
Looking
Let's
good.
watch that landing. Let's watch that landing one more time.
Hey Mel, what do you think? Should we watch it one more time?
Yeah. His headset won't fit if he keeps
I'm
it up.
telling you. Looking good.
That was
Hey,
nice, he
It's
said.
wide.
Yeah.
Mr. Michael McReynolds is
I
in
didn't
the
want to
house.
do a real long flight. I wanted to check the.
Anyway, that was great fun, and it was great it went off without a hitch. So
Anytime you bring it back in the same number of pieces you took, it's a good thing.
yeah, I went out today.
Ito.
I said hi to Steve Carpenter. Michael McReynolds, how you doing?
Yeah, Michael McReynolds
Good to
joined
see
us
you.
too.
Did I miss anybody else? I hate to miss people.
I got him
coming-
covered. Steve Carpenter and
into
Michael
the show.
McReynolds.
I'm so grateful when people actually, you know how that is, Mel, right? You're
Yeah.
so grateful that people actually care enough to spend their time
People like
with
the
you.
dude.
I went out and flew this today, and
Oh, the pusher, yeah.
yeah, and the purpose. It seems like I don't ever just go out to fly and have fun. I always go out with a mission. And since on that little drift, that little tiny little white thing, I don't know if you've seen. I actually got the auto launch working perfectly on that, and I've
Okay.
been struggling to get this auto launch working right. The settings, you have to kind of figure it out. And there's a lot of different settings in the auto launch. You have to, how long does it wait after you throw it to sense, how sensitive is it to sense motion before it starts the motor? How long does it wait before it starts the motor? How long does what RPM does the motor need to run? What percent throttle when it's climbing out? How long should the climb out be? You got to set all these things up. So I finally got it working, and I said, damn, it works. It works great. And I've been having a problem with this. I've had every kind of failure of the auto launch in this thing. And one of the guys at the field actually hand launched it for me, and actually it caught the prop caught his fingertip, and
Oh,
it was not a pretty thing. So I
yeah,
felt real bad.
those kind you have to be careful hand launching.
Yeah, because the prop is behind your hand. So
Yep.
a lot of guys toss them from a wing, but
Yep, that's how most guys do it. They grab
Yeah.
the side of the wing and they just give it a fling like that. Yep.
so I went and let me see if I could find. the
Mitch, I
video
think
here.
forgot somebody in Minnesota, Paul, earlier.
Oh,
I apologize.
yeah,
He's
Minnesota
here as
Paul,
well.
how you doing? Good to see
Thanks, Bob
you.
Casey.
Here, let me see if I have some videos, and I'm trying to see. This will just take me This will just take me a second. It's not that one. Here we go. Okay. And
Well,
back
good
to
thing
this.
he's not on an aircraft carrier then.
So here I was. I was out at the field, and
The auto launch
this
with
is me.
iNav.
There it is.
So what we're going to use is we're going to use the little ZOHD drift here, and I'm going to show the auto launch. So the
I got
first thing
a video coming out
we
about
wanna
this
do
whole thing, but this is just some of the raw
get
footage.
get all our equipment set up.
But that
Get,
sticking that GoPro in your head is pretty nice, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Isn't this a rerun? Have we seen this before or no?
I don't think so. I just shot
Okay.
it this week. I just shot
Oh,
it.
okay, then no,
I
no,
think
no.
on
No, no, no.
Monday. Yeah,
But you have flown this plane before, right?
yeah. But I never.
The one you said,
I was
like,
never
flies
able
for
to
an hour and
get.
a
I
half?
was. Yeah, but I was never
Okay.
able to get the auto launch to work.
Gotcha.
And you
gotcha.
also never saw it from a hat cam. You always just saw it from the
try not to get
FPV.
FPV perspective.
so that I
So anyway,
There it is.
I'll let you guys
I'm
watch a
showing
little
zero
of this.
satellites right now, and I think I'll set it out on
That's the cutest little
the
airplane
open
too.
here on the landing pad, and let it
Can you hear
let it
the?
acquire some satellites.
Can you hear the? You can hear the audio from that, can't you?
Yeah.
So that's the little monitor from the
6
Viper
satellites.
goggles. You know.
Yeah, the guy I bought my DX6 from has one of those. And I'm thinking about getting a hold of him, see if he wants to sell it. He wants to sell everything he's got. I just don't know what he wants for this stuff.
Well, you know, they either want too much or they're giving it away because they're just tired of it. So you're lucky if you
That's-
find the ones that just want to give it away.
That's about what he's doing. He's doing everything about half retail.
for a little while.
All right, let's see if I can find where. So the idea with this, since this thing has got a motor
Turn to home switch.
that's
So after
not
it launches,
going to hit your hand, it's not going to hit your hand. You can set it so that it spins the motor up a little bit before you heave it, and then when you heave it, it takes the motor up to full power. So I thought I'd test that with this airplane.
Four is to arm it. Up arm is engaged. At the beast composed.
Okay, so here
There we go.
I got perplexed. You hear the motor running
It says angle mode.
Yeah.
about 30% throttle, and I was perplexed because it said angle mode on the display, even though I had it set to air mode,
Turn
acro
everything
mode.
off.
But what I later discovered
Start
was
over
that
again.
in
I want
auto launch, it automatically
Angle
sets
mode.
it to stabilize
air mode.
for the
I
launch.
want auto launch.
No
I
matter
want
what way,
return to home.
no matter what you got the mode
I
switch
want
set.
arm
Oh,
it.
okay.
But this is the
want
sequence
to-
right here. I wanted you to see this.
Yeah.
This is the sequence of what you
Turn
do.
everything off. Start over again. I want angle mode. Air mode. I want auto launch. I want return to home.
And I
I
used the
wanna arm
knob.
it.
I used the knob. I used the knob to arm it instead of a switch, because you can understand why. On an airplane, when you got 6 switches that do all kinds of different things,
Yep.
it's so easy to accidentally hit the disarm switch.
Yep.
So and I said,
Or
okay,
hit the
so-
arm switch while it's sitting in the ground or you're holding it. in your hand.
Exactly. So I said, what I'm going to do on all my fixed wings is I'm going to use a rotary knob for the arm switch, because I'm not likely to touch that for anything else, and that works out great. So let me.
That's a
keep
good
going with this.
idea.
Pull the throttle up.
So now it's running
For
at
some
about
reason, it still
30%
says angle
throttle.
mode. So I guess it auto launches in angle mode, no matter what you have the radio set. Okay, so you notice now that it's running at a slightly lower RPM. And the way auto launch works is that you can set it to start with a lower RPM, and the minute you toss it, you'll see that it actually senses the toss and applies the power. So here we go. And now it's flying all by itself, and it's climbing
That
up.
took off pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, it just it
Went
as
into
soon as-
return to home. So it's climbing up to return to home altitude.
So but at this point, I haven't touched the
And pretty
transmitter.
soon it
This
should
thing just took
start
off,
to make a
climbed
turn,
up,
and there
went
it
into
is.
return to home, and just
Now it's
started ended
turning
up
around.
circling around overhead.
It's going to circle over the home point. And I'm going to get back in the shade.
But that was
While it's doing its own thing over there,
that was the auto launch. So what I did was I took this AR wing, the black wing, out, and I went and just basically copied all the auto launch settings from the little Zod, from the CLI in iNav, and pasted them into the CLI on the black wing, and then just changed the throttle percentage, because that's the only thing that I wanted to be different. This black wing needs more power.
What were you just doing with your hand up there? I missed.
Blocking the sun because he doesn't know where the airplane is. He's trying
Yeah,
to find
blocking
the
the
he's
airplane.
sun.
still flying.
This
Oh,
airplane
okay,
was
I gotcha.
circling around. It was
I got
circling
it.
around there. Yeah. And so today, where did I put that
There it is.
video? I put that video here from today. Okay, so today, this is the goggle feed from the black AR wing, and this is what the auto launch it looks like through the goggles, and you'll be able to see what it's doing. So let me go up to where I picked it up, turned all the switches right. Okay. So this is, there's no sound on this, but if you look, it says auto launch. See where it says auto launch?
Mm-hmm.
And I threw it, and now it's climbing. If you look at the altitude on the right, it's in stabilized mode. It's climbing up. That's in meters, so it's already about 150 feet. And then now it says en route to home.
Is this a French airplane? I don't know.
And now it says, now it's loitering around home. So now it's just going to hold its altitude. It's just going to fly circles around the home point. And at this point, if you notice, I turned off the return to home, and it's in acro mode. But I wasn't flying it through the goggles.
I see what
I
you
was
mean.
flying it I was
Just
flying at
recorded.
line of sight this morning. I was flying at line of sight. I just recorded the goggle feed so that I could check and see what the telemetry was. But I was having a ball flying this thing today. So Mel, I've discovered how much fun it is. Rediscovered how much fun it is to fly these model airplanes line of sight, not just
There
through
it
the
is.
goggles
There
all
it
the time.
is.
A big ass loop. And this
Like
thing,
it.
this little thing performs it. If you look at, it's going 50 miles, 75, 80 kilometers an hour. That's about 50 miles an hour. It's not a slouch.
Gets from
That's pretty
one
quick.
side of the field to the other in a hurry.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun to fly line of sight. You know, when you're flying through the goggles, normally you wouldn't make your turns as steep as what I'm doing with these. But you know how it is when you're whipping a plane around the field and you're just looking at the airplane. Normally, you just whip it right up on its side
Yeah.
to make the turn. So this ought to, you know, now that the the launching of this thing was the only thing that was a pain in the ass. And now with this auto launch figured out, it's terrific. So I'm going to make a video and actually go over all the different settings that I used for these two different airplanes because they're probably some of the most popular flying, you know, FPV type fixed wings out there. And maybe it'll help somebody because it took me, I'd say I've been on and off been fooling with this now for about 6 months. But let's move up further so I won't bore you with all this stuff. But we're going to look at the landing, guys. Because again, this was a line of sight flight. This wasn't a goggles flight.
After you land, I think I'm going to go because I've got some servo extension cables. And I think I'm going to cut the end off a servo extension cable and solder it to this adapter wire that I have for the camera. That way I can plug it into a receiver and power it by a battery and see if I can get camera view on a BEC.
But a receiver battery is going to be it's going to be like 5 more volts then. Will that
Yeah.
thing take? Yeah, that'll take 5 volts.
It's supposed to
Won't it?
take up to, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Just make sure
Yeah.
it takes that kind of voltage. But anyway, so I had a good old time today, flying that.
That was cool.
Flying that. Little,
You're liking
that
the
little
wing
black
stuff.
I'm
was a
having
good
I'm
landing,
having a ball,
actually.
and I got I have a little kit coming from China. It's a little wing, sub 250 gram. The thing's
Oh,
no
wow.
bigger than it's called the Zod 250, and it's the Dart 250. It's a tiny little thing. It has the same motor on it that Drift does, that little white glider, except that this is a wing that's designed to go fast. But you can it's designed for FPV, and you put all the flight controllers and all that stuff in there just the same. See, and that little thing is a little rocket ship, and the guys who are flying them, and they're cheap. The guys that are flying them are having fun with them. So I ordered one. Wait till you see the size of it. It's incredible, and probably just now that I figured these settings out, probably be easy to just get it up working successfully. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So we have Mia's drone adventure that joined you, Mr. Mitch,
Hi,
aka.
Mia.
I'm going to go solder up that connector real quick.
Okay.
So, and then I'll try it when I get back here. So give me about, 10 minutes?
Okay.
Got to heat up the soldering iron.
All right. Well, you can stay connected. I'll just put you in the green room till I see you again,
Okay.
or you can dial back in either way.
I'll just turn my camera off and you can park me.
Okay, you got it. Consider yourself parked. There you go. Well, Carlos,
Put
it's
to the
just you and
side.
me, buddy.
There you go.
It's just you and me. So, yeah,
Yes.
it's very interesting. This getting back into
the
into
airplane?
the airplanes as airplanes as well. Now, I took my my Marmot out today.
Ooh.
I guess
What-
guys like seeing flying.
That's a
things,
5-inch,
we are,
right?
Yeah,
Marmot? Yeah.
that's this one with the DJI system in it.
Ah,
It's
they-
the Armaton Marmot John Coopy's got one of these. Where is John tonight? Anyway, he's got one of these, and I've got the big GPS on it for GPS rescue. It gets about a 4.5 minute flight on a 1500 battery.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more, but it's a brick. I mean, it's not that it's that heavy, but this is Armiton gives you a lifetime warranty on these frames. If you ever break them, they give you a new one.
They're
So they're supposed to be made out of some space age carbon.
carbon fiber. Yeah.
Now, so I went out early this morning, and I'm usually the first one there. There's a couple other guys come out to fly usually in the morning, but they don't come out as early as
What kind of
early as I
temperature do you have at 7:30, 8:30 in the morning? 80s?
73
really?
to 75 degrees. Yeah, it's
Oh, that's
gorgeous
nice.
out there in the morning. It's
Okay.
just it's relatively cool, and I mean it's just gorgeous. So I decided today that I would kind of position myself someplace a little different than I normally do. I would where I wasn't behind the trees. See, where I usually fly over there on the left, that bank of trees is we usually park her under there. But I said, you know what, I wanted it now, and I take off, and damn if I'm not, I'm in angle mode. And I said, what
You
the hell's
are. I
wrong
was
with
going to
this
say,
drone?
I could tell.
Yeah,
You're
what's
not-
wrong with this drone? And there I switched it into acro mode. You ever do that? You just forget to turn the switch.
Yes.
You're busy thinking about
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
else. So what I said this morning was, you know what? I've got a long range receiver on this thing. I've got DJI digital video, which is supposed to have a range of miles. Okay. I said, I'm just going to go fly all the way around the park, and I normally don't, and it's not that far, but I normally don't fly that far away. So I just
Okay,
went,
so where are you
nothing
now?
fancy.
You're behind and to the left?
You'll see. I'm to the left now.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see. See the line of trees up in the
Yep.
upper left. That's where we usually fly. You'll see my car.
Right by the water there?
But yeah, past on
Okay.
the other side of the water. But I just wanted to just.
Wow, it gets from A to B
I
really
love
quick.
I love this kind of flying.
Low flying or
you know,
distance?
both
Okay.
the cruising
Yes,
type
yes.
of flying where you just cruise. So I said, okay, I'm just going to fly a couple packs this morning and just go cruising around the neighborhood like this, and look how solid and steady that is. Now there's the pagoda where I flew to, there's the playground where I flew the little Tinyhawk.
I have to take this call. I'm sorry.
Okay. So that leaves me. Anyway, that's the pagoda, and this is the size of this park. And I don't know if you notice it or not, but you don't see another living human being anywhere. And this side of the park, this big field coming up ahead of us, is where you can fly model airplanes, and it's tremendous, and nobody hardly ever uses it. So now I got two guests that are both out of commission, and there I am, parked over there, so I could actually not have to work in the wet grass. And actually landed on, came in, and this it's got some rubber pads underneath, so I figured, well, let me just land on the asphalt, so that I don't have to. Now this here is the goggles view. Let me get rid of these. Let me shut that. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to get rid of these files that have that data in it. This second flight here is the first flight you just saw was actually recorded in the air unit on the DJI air unit on the drone, on an SD card on the drone. So you were looking at a local recorded video. This video was what I saw in my goggles.
Can't beat it. 720, right? You say?
Yeah, But I mean, look at this. This is. But you notice, unlike analog, you don't see any static. You don't see any breakup. You don't see anything. It's a 50. They upped it to 50 megabit feed now from the drone to the goggles.
All right.
And
That's double.
yeah, the other one is 1080p and at 60 frames a second. This is 720 at 60 frames a second, and the goggle DVR. So while I was out there flying, I hear a car drive up, and of course I'm standing there in my goggles, so I actually used the drone to come back and take a look and see who it was, and it's one of the other guys that I fly with, and he saw me flying there, and he brought a little toy drone that somebody gave his grandson, I think, that they never were able to make work. And he asked me if I could take a look at it. So he had brought that with me. So after I got done flying this flight, this is cool right here, where you go over that water, it was like glass. Anyway, he brings out this little tiny toy drone. It had a little controller in it. He couldn't get it to turn on. I take a look at it, and it has a battery kind of like a Tello, where the battery actually just plugs right in. Slides in. Okay. And I kept trying to push the battery in, and it wouldn't go in all the way. And then I looked up right at the top of the thing, and there was a little piece of rubber wrapped around the tab that goes in. And I said, well, this isn't supposed to be here. And I peeled the rubber tab off, plugged it in, and then it worked. Evidently, the rubber tab was just for shipping, to keep the battery from actually, it comes shipped in the drone, but they didn't want it to be able to go in far enough to
turn on.
To turn on, yeah. So
this is nice flight, though.
And I tell you, Carlos, there's so many different styles of flying these things, but when you get that cinematic type of video, it makes you want to fly nice and smooth, and makes you fly, and just kind of go cruising around.
It's amazing how much space is there, and nobody's taking it. Very few people are taking advantage of it.
Certain times on the weekends, on Sunday afternoon, the kids come out to play soccer and all that kind of stuff. But
wow.
And then he says, well, this guy also has a Phantom 3. He says, will that drone hover? He's talking about the Marmot. So I said, well, not like your Phantom 3, but I showed him. I just came to a dead stop and kept it in one position, hovered. I said, yeah, but you got to be flying it all the time. It's not, right. I wasn't using stabilized mode or anything. I think I did take one more. I think I did. Anyway, we have another visitor. Guess who?
I wonder. There he is.
Yep.
He looks frozen.
Hi, Art.
Good evening, Art.
Hey, Carlos. Mitch.
Good day at the office?
Yeah, another long day at the office. Yep.
All right. It's always nice to come home and be in your safe place.
Yeah. Take it easy. One more day, and then I've got a 4-day weekend coming up.
And I'll bet you're going to do a lot of drone flying, aren't you?
Yes, probably.
Good.
Yep.
See that, Carlos? I stood up. I was actually standing up. I was standing up on that flight. I wasn't
flying
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do occasionally. I lean on something just for security, just in case. You never move your head, or you never lean into the flight at all, or you don't find yourself.
No, I did it first. Mm-hmm. You look like Stevie Wonder. Right? Yeah. And the guys. Some of the guys, especially the newer guys that are flying the RC airplanes, you watch them standing at the flight line, and they're putting all that body English into it. like it really
kind of like a golfer, when he hits the ball and he's going, oh no.
Or bowlers.
You see bowlers do it more often.
Bowlers do that all the time. They lean. Come on. Oh, there I am, fuzzy again. So
how's the weather there, Mitch?
It's great. It's been off-axis FPV. How you doing? Somebody that nobody saw before. Did I miss anybody else? Thank
No, I
you.
missed
Says I don't need guests. I'm the man. Well, thank you, my friend. That's very
There you
nice.
go.
But I do need guests. If it was just me, I'd run out of what to talk about after probably 30 minutes tops. So I enjoy and I'm always thankful for you guys coming in here to keep us company. And anybody who's ever done a live stream, Art will tell you this,
Yeah.
that when you're there by yourself
Yeah.
and you know you're talking about the last thing that on your list of things you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're trying to stretch that out a little bit, hoping and praying that something pops up in the green room.
Or well, when I first started doing my show, I just had one guest on, and I have a list of questions that I would. And some of the shows, I'm like going, okay, I'm through the list, and oh, we got 30 minutes left.
Yeah.
Which show are
it's
you
like-
talking about? The Sunday show or the Saturday show?
Saturday show.
Gotcha.
Sunday show, I never run out. With Lloyd, boy, he
Oh yeah. Two of you guys can find fault and bitch for
Hannity and
days.
Hannity.
No shortage.
Yeah.
No shortages of that. Yeah.
mhm.
Bill Thomas is here, Coast to Coast Drones. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, Bill.
Good to see you.
Oh, he messed up his back. Ouch. I hate that.
Yeah,
Oh,
last
no.
week I had a stiff lower back.
Lifting drones, huh?
That's no
Wow.
fun.
Yep.
Feels like somebody
Ed
just
is
locked
here.
you, holding you.
Ed
Ed,
is
love my
here.
drones, is he? No way.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah, he just came in. Hi, Ed. How you doing?
He's supposed to be out flying his drone.
Whoa, brr.
I was just playing that for him yesterday. The horse of a horse. So I got to fly with Drone Bum and had a really good time. I think
That
I
looked-
shared that with you last
That
time.
looked like an absolute blast. Paulie,
And we're gonna
just,
have.
he just
do it
seems
again.
like Paulie just seems like it's going to be
Oh,
wherever
he's a
he is.
great
It's just
guy.
going to be fun. It's just going to be fun. You know.
I got to meet him at Spin Up last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of these days, somehow we'll all manage to meet each other, either
Yeah.
in this or the next life.
I'm driving down to Florida one day. I'm gonna do it, or fly and then drive up to you.
That'd
My
be.
son's only like an hour
did you
away.
get-
from me.
Did you get your new cell phone yet, Art?
No,
You
I
did.
haven't. It should be here Saturday.
I thought we were looking
Good.
at one the other day.
No, I ordered another one. I
Oh,
finally
I'm looking forward.
got one that was on the list.
List is.
I'm looking forward to seeing you fly that
Yeah.
that Evo.
Oh, especially the Zoom feature. That's the new firmware.
No, that's the Mavic. That's the Mavic 2.
Mavic Air 2.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you fly the Evo. That's right. You don't need
Oh.
the phone for the Evo, do you?
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of like the smart controller almost.
Yeah,
It's got its own-
but won't the cell phone that you have now work on the Evo?
Oh yeah, it'll work on the Evo. Yeah. Mhm.
And Adrian, I'm waiting for Adrian to fly his new Evo too.
But he's got the Evo too.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, nothing but the best for Adrian, you know.
Mhm.
Nothing like a
Oh,
drone
well.
in the air.
Mhm.
I see we're losing some of our viewers because Mike Night Train has got his live stream starting. So
Oh. Mhm.
no, that's fine. That's fine.
There's enough for everybody, as they say.
Yeah, I think so.
That's-
I think so.
Just woke up.
So, I'm going to build this little Cinewhoop thing.
Next
Ooh,
project,
cool.
yes.
Yeah, I showed you the pieces and parts on Sunday. For
Oh,
that.
yeah,
with
that's the one with the-
with
that's
the
it.
orange stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
And I think now that I got this crossfire stuff coming, I think I'm going to put that crossfire. Carlos they're all coming and gone. I got Mel's sitting in the green room
Okay.
with his camera turned off, and Carlos is dealing with something there, I think. But
Okay.
the motors are in today's mail. for that.
Oh, okay.
And as of 6 o'clock, when I started this live stream, my mailman hasn't been here yet.
Huh.
Arizona Drone Dude, good evening, my friend, and I want to give you a big thank you for that email. I already told everybody about it. That email you sent me today with the link to Defiance RC. I went over there and I ordered that unit.
Cool.
I was hoping that even though it said add to cart, I was hoping they actually had it in stock. So much that I went back and checked a bunch of other stuff that I knew they were probably out of, just to see if their site showed it add to cart or it said back ordered or pre-order, and it did. So I gave me some confidence, and I went and I ordered the thing. $119 for the starter kit, which is like the deal of the century for Crossfire. The transmitter module, 3 receivers, and a whole bunch of different antennas. And gotta tell you, man. I just noticed that you're a dude too, Arizona Drone Dude.
Yeah.
You're in the right place. Because I'm a dude too. You know, yeah.
Officially a dude.
I think it was about 40 minutes after I ordered it, I got a email from them. I immediately got an email saying that, confirming the order. And then 40 minutes later, I get a notice that says your order has shipped.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it said your order has shipped. And now I know that I may regret this.
Uh-oh. Hey, Adrian.
Yo,
Hi, Adrian.
Adrian. Yeah.
Adrian.
What's going on? Mitch, Carlos.
What's up,
How
buddy?
you doing, buddy?
How you doing, Arthur?
You're doing good.
I'm
Duro.
glad everybody's doing great. How's everybody in the chat? I cannot see you, but hello.
Well, we got a nice crowd. All the usual suspects are here, so everybody knows you. And anyway, thanks again, buddy. Dude, thanks, dude. I appreciate that, and I think from the looks of it, I'll probably do a bunch of business with that company. I never even heard of them before, but they really look like they stock just about everything that.
Cool.
Yeah, the owner is Tom, and he's very responsive. You can always email him. Yeah, the only thing I didn't like about it was they didn't have a phone number in there, in their stuff. But none of these places ever answer their phone anyway, so. The phone number is next to you.
Kind of like my doctor's office.
Yeah, they never answer the phone. And,
Yeah,
you're lucky.
You're trying to
if you
get an appointment, and you're on hold forever, and driving me nuts.
So is this going to be another episode of Cooking with Adrian tonight?
No, actually, washing dishes with Adrian tonight.
Washing dishes
Oh,
with
Yes.
we get to hear the clanging and
The clang and the clang. You
there,
just heard it.
there you go.
Adrian. Yeah. That's right. I got the mute.
The
I got the mute
silverware.
button handy.
It is so rewarding. You know that?
Clang.
Carlos,
Yes, sir.
estoy guapo contigo.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Porque no entraste a mi live stream anoche.
There was too much technical stuff. It didn't seem like a have fun kind of place. Talking
That
letters and numbers and pictures.
Now, Mitch, what I just said is that I was pissed off at him because he didn't jump into my live stream last night. He said that we were being too technical, so he didn't want a part of it. He didn't want any part
Oh
of it.
bullshit! We were anything but technical last night.
That's
we
why
had
it
a
was
good
called a
time
free
last
for
night.
all. That's why I call it free for
All right,
all.
next
Let's
Wednesday.
talk about everything.
Mhm.
Next Wednesday for sure. But I was there on the stream. I was watching.
Yeah,
I just didn't. Yeah,
I saw you
didn't
talking
enter.
shit, Carlos.
Yeah, well,
I saw you
somebody
talking shit,
has to.
Carlos.
Got to make sure you're paying attention.
Yes, we all were.
I'm still looking to do a road trip to Jim Above and Beyond's place, and everybody bring the loudest drone that you have,
Dude,
and then
listen.
fly over that guy's pool.
If you going, let me know and I'll be there.
I would love to go there.
But see,
There
listen,
you go.
I've been telling Jim for the longest, and Mitch kept telling me he gonna get to me so we could fly together, but he never had.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and Adrian keeps saying he's going to get together, and he never has. So
I think he
Well,
canceled one time on you, right? You guys had a potential trip, and Adrian
no,
canceled.
we really never did. And
Never did.
Oh, okay.
No.
We
But
were thinking about it.
speaking of Spanish, guys,
Uh-oh.
I recorded this today, and I'm going to show it to you. Then I'm going to put it next to the microphone so you can hear it. This is my YouTube channel. Okay, I go on to my YouTube channel to watch a video, and the advertisements come up before the video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Y te va a acumular créditos de energía para que no te toque pagar los biles que estás ahorita pagando. Y es más, si te sobra energía,
I want you to pay the bill.
tienes que compensar
Creditor.
de
It's a
regreso.
creditor.
No
It's
todas
in
las
Spanish. I don't
I
have
know.
a clue what this guy's saying. Why the hell is YouTube presenting me with Spanish language advertisements?
Oh, because
Somewhere
you're
they
in
have.
Florida.
You know, come on now. They got to be. I figured that they had, you know, their algorithms were smarter than that. They know what time I got up this morning. They know exactly how long it took me to pee. They know everything about me, and yet they think for some strange reason that I hablo español.
Maybe they think your audience speaks Spanish. That could be.
There you go.
So
And that
anything
happens, I'd say,
possible.
maybe 20 to 30% of the advertisements that I see come through in Spanish. So maybe they're just trying to cover all their bases or not.
I you know what, Jim? It's fun. Jim, I'm sorry, Mitch. It's funny because
Jim is-
it happens on your channel. But if you notice, my name is Adrian Mateo. I don't even get it. I get him every once in a blue moon.
I get stuff in Arabic, Muslims.
I do
read
get
the
that.
Qur-
I do
read
get
the-
those.
Do you want to read the Quran or this, that, and the other? It's like,
Jeez.
and then I constantly get some Chinese lady asking me for something for HSBC. I don't know what that's about. I don't know how many numbers
Ed
I've blocked
said,
already. Hey, Ray Kelly.
Ed said that the voice in that advertisement sounded like you, Adrian.
Negative.
Ray
Because
Kelly's here. Hey,
How you
Ray,
doing,
how
Ray
you doing,
Kelly?
buddy? Good to
How
see
you doing,
you.
Ray Kelly? He was in my stream last night. He was on fire.
Good
Was
to
he?
see
He
you,
was there?
man.
I missed
Yeah,
him.
he was.
Must have.
That must
I
have
was
been
up
after
at
I left.
4:15
I
this
hung in
morning.
there. I hung in there till late, and
And I appreciate you, Mitch. I really did. I didn't think you were going to stay that long.
how long did you go on last night?
I streamed from 9 all the way to 11, about 11:20.
Okay, so a little over. Yeah, I left about 10:30, I think.
Yeah, I think you left at about 10:45, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Yeah. But, you know, I was sitting there in
That's
my
right, I
office.
remember that.
I wasn't in my studio, and I find that live streaming is just so much more fun when you have buttons.
Much easier, right?
You know, when you have buttons to push. You know,
Yes,
isn't that
tell us about that, Mitch.
isn't
Wizard of
that
Oz,
true, Art?
yeah.
Isn't that true? I mean, when you have buttons like this.
Ever.
That's called the nadir.
Viewer discretion is advised.
You gotta love these buttons, you know.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, we're dangerous with these sound effects, and it's too confusing too. This program's got probably 500 different sound effects.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so trying to you pick out a bunch of them and you put them in a screen called favorites, and I've got 2 screens full of those, but there's like 20 screens full of them
But
that
if,
aren't.
if I'm not mistaken, Mitch, don't you have to pay for that, like a subscription, something like that?
No, it's an Android app and it's free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called
Oh yeah, it's called sound effects.
hundreds of buttons.
Yep,
Sounds
I've got.
is what it's called. Yeah, hundreds of buttons. Ultimate, it says ultimate. I mean, it's got stuff. It's got stuff on here.
Beat that!
Okay.
I
What
don't
was
know what
that?
that one was.
What'd I miss?
I have no idea. I
Who
have
did
no
that?
idea.
Who made that
Here's
noise?
a backwards. That was me. Here's
Oh.
a backwards record.
That's Satanism.
Yeah. They've got. I mean, there's stuff. I haven't even seen some of these things.
That's a hockey game.
Yeah. It's gonna go on forever, I'm afraid.
Da-da-da-da-da-da!
Shut up already. Oh God, I'm sorry, guys. I can turn it off. Let's see if it's still going on.
Do I hear a baby?
No, oh, there it is. And we've got. I hope this isn't boring you like crazy, but this is it. This is amazing. Here's. Any of you guys know what a bison sounds like?
Like that.
Sounds like me after a big meal. What else we got? I'm still in the bees here. I mean, I haven't gotten out of the bees yet. Here's some bongos. Cool. Bowling.
Now, Mitch, is that the beef for balls? Balls?
Huevos.
Tatas?
Huevos.
You know.
We got bubbles.
That sounds like the witch's brew.
What about
And
Hooters?
of course,
You have any
and of course
Hooters?
Hooters, yeah, and of course, the there's a wide assortment of fart sounds. I like this. I like this one. A cat fight. No, it's crazy, and it's free too. You could almost find everything for free out there.
Did you know there's a YouTube channel just all cat fights?
Really?
Yeah.
I
For
wouldn't
some
be surprised.
reason on my cell phone, when I go to YouTube and I look at videos, and it's like all these cat fight videos are on there.
And Art, I bet you that person probably got 1 million subscribers just watching
Yeah.
cat fight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
It never ceases to amaze me.
Actually, Ed,
The-
Love
the-
My
the-
Drones has a cat fight caught on his close CCTV outside his place. I think he has a whole bunch of thousands of views on that. As a matter of fact.
There, I stumbled on. I'm trying to remember what it was. Across a video today that was 12 hours of some boring sound.
Oh,
12
must have
solid
been-
hours of some.
You mean Sean Oz's channel?
No, 12 hours of the
channel.
sounds something, and it had like This video had 5 million views.
Oh man. Oh, have you seen the one where they put the trail cam out on where you get to see the wild animals?
Well, those are pretty cool. My son
Yeah,
has some hunting,
those
he's
I
got some
like.
hunting
Those-
property, and he's got a trail cam, and it doesn't take movies. It actually is triggered by motion sensors. And,
Yep. hmm
Still shots.
and you see all of these wild
there's
boar
some-
and everything.
Some guy in Florida that has a channel, and you see alligators and pumas and raccoons and turkeys and all kinds of birds, owls, hawks. I mean, squirrels, rabbits. I mean, Florida's got just about everything.
And a wild boar problem.
I muted you for a second, Adrian, because
Talking about squirrels today, Art. Again, I work for waste management, so I pick up the garbage can. And my helper today, he was gonna get a garbage can, but it had a squirrel in, not a squirrel, had a raccoon in there. So when I got out, I actually thought it was a woman screaming. When I got out, it was him. I like, dude, what the hell is wrong? There's an animal in there. I like, calm down, relax. It's not the end of the world. Agent to the rescue. So I go into the little garden hole, and I tipped the garbage can sideways, and it got out. But I don't even know what the heck is going on. That raccoon, when it was actually halfway from us, the raccoon got pissed off, and I seen like the teeth.
Turned around?
Yeah, turned around like I was about to attack us. Yeah. So I took off running. He took off running.
So you started sounding like that girl.
Exactly. But hey, Kyler, what happened is that you know how you be watching those scary movies when the white girl always fall down on the ground?
Yep.
That's what he did. He fell on the ground.
Yeah.
He started screaming,
Startled
"Help!"
you.
I'm not helping you. You get your ass up.
That happened recently with my mom's garbage. I threw out garbage, and all of a sudden I hear squeaks, and 3 rats came out of it, and I ran like a girl. See ya. Another time in a bin in my mom's backyard, I open it up and I see something furry. It was an opossum. Nasty little creatures, man. And those things
those
have
are
teeth.
ugly. Those are
Right.
ugly.
Yeah, they're just big ugly rats.
You know, they're kind of cute.
You think so? Until they open their mouth and you wanna. I don't know.
In Florida, people eat them, Carlos.
Do they?
Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's like
In
those
Florida,
swamp
people
people.
They even eat armadillos. They eat.
Yeah.
I mean, they eat a whole bunch of
Armadillo
crap
is an
in there.
opossum with armor.
Nice. Possum stew.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we'd watch a little flying while we're talking.
Now, Mitch, was that
Really?
today?
I think this one was yesterday. This was that auto
Oh,
lunch
I
with
forgot
a
to say
little
hello
drift.
to Jaybird. Hi, Jaybird. Sorry to cut you
Oh,
off.
hey Joe,
I like
how you
Jaybird.
doing, buddy? Yeah, this was the auto lunch that I finally got working with that I did either yesterday or today or Tuesday. With the
Cochino.
here, I'll show you. Start over. You can see on the screen where it says auto lunch. Come on, guys.
That's your buddy Art there, not me.
And Mel's back. Well, Mel, tell us.
Tell you what.
To charge or
working?
not to charge?
Well, I don't know. Here's what I'm going to do. I haven't plugged it in yet, but I have my second camera up.
So we get a chance to see the smoke, huh?
That's
There we
right.
go.
All right, hang on a second, Mel. Okay,
How are you, Mel?
We got to watch the full screen of this. All right, buddy.
Okay, here we go. I got a flight pack battery, right?
Okay.
And I'm going to plug it into the receiver. I've got the transmitter on already.
Well, that should
And-
give it voltage anyway, because the voltage on that receiver just is a bus right across the.
Exactly. And
Okay.
the system works because the servo moves. Can you see that
Okay.
moving?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's the FPV camera. I cut the adapter plug end off of the little cable, and I soldered a servo extension to
The
it.
red and the black.
Yep. And my shrink tube wouldn't shrink down small enough, so I put a piece of Scotch tape there just to make sure the shrink tube doesn't move. Okay. Now I'm going to plug this into the receiver, and it doesn't matter.
With the but you got to have the white wire is the signal wire, and that's got to be up. I believe.
Right.
Make sure the red and
Yeah.
black match the other red and blacks.
Yeah.
The battery. Yeah.
The black pin or the ground pin is the bottom one on the receiver. So I'm just going to pick a slot.
Yeah, you should be able to plug it in anywhere.
Yeah.
And-
It doesn't matter, and it'll get power.
So now is the camera turned on?
Well, I got to get my grandpa's here to be able to see this thing and plug it in.
Oh, you haven't plugged it in yet. I'm looking over at the camera for the puff of the telltale puff of smoke.
Yeah. That's what you want to watch for.
So is the camera going to blow up? Is that what we're doing?
Well, we're hoping.
We're hoping not. Hey, I have lights.
It's working.
Look at there.
So the problem is that hokey battery, I think, that you were
That
trying to
hokey
use.
battery. Yep. So now,
Now
if
that
I-
thing might be in 200 milliwatts, which means it's going to get pretty hot pretty fast.
it is. It's got 3 bars.
Yeah. So push the buttons and get it down to 25 milliwatts. You got to hold it in to change the power, I think. You're just still changing channels, huh?
Yeah.
I think you hold it in for 2 seconds to go to the band and maybe 5 seconds to get to the power. Adrian, I'm going to have to mute you, buddy, until you're
Okay.
done clanking over there.
I don't
Is
know
that
what
doing
this.
it?
It's getting hot.
Yeah. I think you have to actually hold the button down for like 5 seconds, and then it'll start blinking the power settings. Now push it. What does it say?
Went to 0.
That's pit mode, I think. Put it on 1. Well, maybe 0 is 25 milliwatts. But it is working anyway.
Yeah. It's lit up.
All right, so the problem, Mel, I think was that battery that you
It
had.
seems to be. So
Well,
now, let's get the goggles and plug them in. As long as we're testing, we may as well test it all, right?
Yeah, you probably just changed the frequency by pushing those buttons. So you're gonna have to figure out what channel you're on. It'll tell you. It should be blinking between the band and the channel.
Well, it's not blinking anything. It's just showing me a 0.
Okay, then hold the button, push the button, and hold it in again. I think, or else just unplug it, and plug it back in, see what happens. All else fails, reboot.
It went back to 0.
It still says 0. I will hold the button in until.
Oh, now it says
Right.
channel 6, I guess.
Okay,
Got
there
a
you go.
6.
But what band is it on? It should alternate between the band and the channel.
Well, it says 0. It went from 6 back to 0. Let's. A 0.
Yeah, the A is.
Oh,
is your
okay. Yeah,
band.
it's on one bar.
Okay, and what channel? You can run it. You scan with your goggles and see
A
if
and
it finds
6.
it.
Okay. So now the goggles are powered up.
You got a scan. Do those goggles have a channel scan on them?
No, I believe it's just up and down with the channel.
All right, click through them and see if you come on something. You might come on to a different. It might, because you're so close to it. It might show up on a different channel, but at least you'll see if you're getting a picture. You got the lens cap off the camera?
I do.
Okay.
And I'm actually getting a picture now. I don't know if you'll see it in the goggles.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can see a little something in there. Yeah,
Yep.
good.
If I get it lined up just right. So that was the entire problem, apparently, was bad power supply.
You mean a charger?
No, battery. You know, the
battery.
battery.
Oh, the power supply. Yeah, yeah. I think that made sense considering it worked for 8 seconds before it quit. So that
Yeah,
battery,
you know, it was
that
like,
battery evidently
the hell?
did not take a charge.
Apparently not.
So it's possible that the charger isn't working and it didn't charge the battery. So you either got a bad charger or you got a bad battery.
Well, the result was the same with both batteries.
But when you try to charge them up again to fly them in that little airplane, if you can't get the batteries to work, then you'll know that the charger just...
Well, I can't test them
Isn't
on the
cutting it.
airplane because I put a different plug on the airplane, remember?
Oh, you're using different batteries now.
Yeah, I'm using the Tinyhawk batteries, the Tinyhawk 1 cells on the Mustang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know that those are charging, right?
Yep, because I use my nectar injector for those.
Cool. Well, good.
That
Cool.
solves the mystery. The camera does actually work. So now I can say, Joe Blaylock, thank you for sending 2 of those to me. And I don't know if he's in chat tonight. He's usually in your shows.
He
I
was.
will.
He was here a little earlier.
I will get that mounted to the vertical stabilizer on the foam trainer. Shut everything off. And I'll show FPV video from the foam trainer.
Cool.
Sure, we can see that. Do you have something, TV or something running in the background there?
Yeah, let me go mute that real quick.
Okay, I appreciate it. You know how these live streams are. Any sound that's going on in the background is just very, very, very distracting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, luckily I'm in my office, not in the kitchen. Where I go. Clang, bang, slam, jam.
Why did I just get a notification that says watch Ken Heron live in 5 minutes?
No, it should say 30 minutes.
It says 5 minutes.
Does it? Huh. I got a message just a few minutes ago saying live in 30 minutes.
Well, maybe he's going on early just for me. I don't know. Anyway, we got 30 minutes left here.
Yeah, there
And
you
by God, we're going to take it.
And so would you.
Yeah. Yeah. So Carlos is out eating dinner. Adrian's
Yep.
doing his dishes.
Yeah.
Mel's going to show us something, right, Mel? I can't hear you, Mel. Are you muted?
Oh, I
there
said
you
I'm
go.
putting away the DX6. It's got a nice case that it lives in.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And that's the transmitter that I had paired to that receiver I was just using.
So it appears that everybody got a Ken Heron notification.
Oh, I
You know-
didn't.
I invite Ken, Art, remember on your stream, Ken said that he would love to come in on Sunday night to talk about FPV
Mm-hmm.
on my show. So I send him an invite every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And he always, the following day, emails me back saying, I missed this email. I didn't get back in time. So this past Sunday, he sends me an email with a screenshot of him sitting in my StreamYard green room after the stream had ended.
Oh, no.
He says, "Guess I missed it."
Hey, did you hear BLM came out with a cereal?
Here
It's
we
called Loot Loops.
Boot him, boot him, boot him, boot him.
go. Boot him, boot him. Yeah, so let's not go there, Art. We all lose our channels. Adrian is booing. Wait a minute.
No, that was just a boo joke, Art.
Go
Sorry,
ahead,
that was-
Adrian. Give him a boo.
Boo! Kick him out! Kick him out!
All right, we'll mute Adrian again. Hey, Adrian, let me know when you're done washing your dishes so we can get you back in here.
Mhm.
I like Adrian's green screen. It looks a lot more natural than Art's.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and mine. It never gets dark in my studio.
No.
I always got the same sunny, cloudy, beautiful
Yeah.
day. Little clouds, little breeze blowing.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
I've got a
I-
cabin like that by the lake that I
Oh,
always.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I do have this. If you guys remember this,
Yep. That was the
Mm.
hurricane storm.
that was our big hurricane. Yeah, time lapse. It was cool though. I kind of there was a little bit of rain that we got right there. That was our what was the name of that? Isaias. Is that the name?
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Something.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. How
But
do they
this
come
was,
up with this stuff? Who knows?
I think I heard somebody say that it was Spanish for Isaiah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, why don't you just say Isaiah?
Yeah, there you go.
Because there wasn't a newscaster that pronounced it correctly.
They all had a different
At least
name
the
for it.
first, yeah,
Yeah.
at least the first 24 hours of coverage, they all pronounced it wrong.
Yep.
Until somebody probably finally sent a memo down that they weren't.
Give
And
them a
what was the
phonetic
name of
spelling
the-
or something.
The first storm of the year?
Oh God, I don't remember.
Art.
Arthur.
Hurricane Arthur.
Yeah. I knocked
I knew
over
that-
a
that was
couple
a
of
mistake.
chairs and
yeah.
an
That's
umbrella. That's how
That was-
powerful I was.
That was
Well, Art,
terrible.
that's kind of like, yeah, you were acting like a blind guy that walked into the bar. Then he walked into a table and a couple of chairs and another
there you
table.
go.
Adrian, you back?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
And by the way, I actually
don't-
missed. I didn't even tell Mel. How you doing, Mel? Sorry.
Doing good. Doing good, Adrian. How are
Because
you doing?
Mitch don't know how to just, you know what I mean? Just
Introduce everybody.
exactly. There you go. That's the
Yeah.
word.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, Mitch. I had to pick on you just a little bit. A little wee bit. Just a little wee bit.
I'm used to it. Listen, I'm used to it. You know. Yeah.
Mitch.
I used to tell people, look, I don't need to come here for abuse. I can get all of that at home that I want.
Okay,
Yep.
Mitch. Listen, this is
And
gonna
now
be
you're at home. We're at your house.
Mitch. This is gonna be the official invite. Okay, listen.
Okay.
This is what I have right here, and I actually need help setting this bad boy up. Let me show you. Hold on. How do you turn this camera around?
There's
Just
there's
turn
a
it.
there's a little button on there that says probably swap cameras.
All right. And then turn it this way.
Turn it sideways.
Mhm.
No, you're still looking
There
at me.
you go.
Want to show
Okay.
us the back camera on the phone, right?
Yeah, I do.
Actually, okay, Adrian, just take the phone like this because right now it's facing you, right?
Yes,
Okay, so just turn it like that and point it the other way.
I know,
Yeah,
but
you won't be able to see the screen.
There's a way for me to turn it the other way, ain't it?
Yeah, well, it should be either
If you
the
got a
bottom or
camera
at
swap
the top.
button on the
There's
screen,
a-
but if not, you can't.
Well, I
There's
guess
usually
I
a
don't.
button that looks like a round circle with
Anyway,
arrows.
Mitch,
Yeah.
you see
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
one
but
right
some won't let you do that while you're
Oh, look at this.
broadcasting.
Adrian's got an airplane. Look, man.
Hey.
That's a gas
I actually got two. There's my electric, and that's my
and a
nitro.
gas.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
And do you fly? When do you fly them?
Actually, the last time I flew I've never flown the nitro one. I just kind of like did the whole tuning in and the breaking the engine in, but I never flew it.
Oh, okay.
But the electric one, the last time I flew that one, it was back in, holy crap, like 2007. The
You
last
sound
time I
like
man.
flew that
me.
one.
That's like me.
Yeah.
That airplane that I flew
And that's
the other day.
That's a
Well,
trainer,
so-
Adrian. That
Yes.
the foam one.
Yes.
You need to fly the wheels off of that before you try flying that nitro one.
Now, this is what I need, Mitch. On both of the, actually, on the nitro one, I need help when it comes to getting the rotors, elevators, all that good stuff with better servers, because this one is made out of wood. And also when it comes to like the front wheel, for turning, for taxiing and
Yeah.
stuff like that, the server just not strong enough. They're crappy,
Should
so it's
be.
not really turning.
Okay.
Or maybe it just me. Maybe the linkage is probably something wrong with it. Maybe something stopping it from turning the right way.
It might be, or you got the wrong geometry set up on it.
Yeah.
Maybe
be.
maybe I do.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is actually the remote for it right here.
Mhm.
Now, did you
Okay.
build?
Yeah, it's a little
DX5.
DX5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you build that nitro
No,
plane?
no,
Adrian,
no,
or
sir.
you bought it that way.
I bought it.
Did you buy it from a hobby shop or from another person?
I bought it from a hobby shop, and the hobby shop is no longer here. I bought it from Hobbytown USA, but they went out of
Okay.
business.
Depending on who built it, if they built it, the geometry and everything's set up right with the linkage. I can't imagine somebody like that would build it wrong. You know what I
That's
mean,
right.
Mitch?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say until you see it. It looks like a basic little high wing trainer.
That's what it
size,
looks like.
What size motors it got on? Something like a 29 or
I believe the motor in that one, Mitch, I think is I think you're right. I think it is a 29. Yeah.
What's the wingspan?
The wingspan is, holy crap, I believe is 50 inches.
yeah. It doesn't
Right.
look as big as yours, Mel. It looks like it's a
Wow,
maybe
that's
See right there?
almost
It's
4
50 inches
Big
right
as
there.
me.
Can you measure that really quick,
Hold on one
Adrian?
second.
Have you got
it-
a tape
it-
measure? Just get a
it-
rough measurement.
If I could freaking find it, because the thing is, when I move something, I don't put it back where I got it from. So
I don't
give
know
me a
if
second.
I don't know if a 29 is big enough for that, Mitch. It might be
Carlos
35.
Carlos is not in here right now, but that doesn't stop him from wisecracking in the chat.
Oh, fancy paperweights. I see. I finally hung mine on the walls in my bedroom.
Hey, Mel. The reason why I think it's actually 50 inches, Mel, because it's pretty much the same size as my deck mower, and I had it like I was doing something, and I had it side to side. The deck on my mower is 50 inches, so
it's pretty close to that.
Yeah, it's pretty
could
close.
Be like
to
a 35 too, Mitch.
Well, it might be. It could be. If it was designed as a trainer, odds are they put a little smaller motor on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it's a 40 or more.
No, you put a 40 on that, it'd go like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, it would.
But man, everybody's a closet RC flyer. We're all.
This is another thing that I have. I have the cars, the trucks, the truggies. I even have the Nitro Ducati motorcycle.
I never got into motorcycles. I never got into nitro cars either. I ran all electric.
I love nitro. Cars at all. I never got into cars at all. If it didn't fly, I wasn't interested.
I used to race the cars, Mitch. I've got ribbons and trophies from several different racetracks around the country.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. In fact, what does modified mean to you? Like in a car? Like a dirt track car type thing?
Well, I don't.
Well,
in a lot of things, if it
in the regular off-road world, modified is not stock, meaning a bigger motor, a motor with more turns or something like that, more horsepower.
Right.
I used to race off-road Team Losi cars with modified motors. I used to race in the modified class.
Real cars or RC?
The RC, no, Team Losi. So Team Losi.
I don't know what that is. Okay.
Here,
like
Mitch,
the
watch
RC10.
this. Watch this, Mitch. That's what he's talking about. Hold on, because this is actually my latest one that I actually purchased. This is my low C RC. You see it? My truggy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. See, I ran off road. I actually, we called them buggies, but they were more like rail cars, off road rails. Adrian. Anyway, my co-driver and I, we got up into New England and we got laid over for a weekend. So whenever we got laid over somewhere, Ray would always go in the phone book and he'd find a racetrack and we'd go race for the weekend. We went to this hobby place that had an indoor clay track.
Nice.
And we said, can we run on your track? And he said, yeah, but you got to change your wheels because you've got off-road wheels and we run foam because it's clay. I said, okay, can we race in your race this weekend? He said, sure. I said, we want to run modified class because we have modified motors. He said, we don't care about the motors. He said, if you want to run modified class, you have to get rid of that body and you have to put a body like this, what we call a modified body. So, okay, cool. So Ray and I just kind of winked at each other because we knew right away that our motors were 30% more powerful than theirs. So we buy the bodies. We buy the foam tires. We had to buy special rims for the tires to fit. Then we had to buy special wheel bearings to fit those rims and fit our axles. So we got everything all set up. Cost us about $50 each. We did a bunch of practice stuff. Saturday night comes the main event, right? We both qualified for the A main because we beat everybody there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Ray took second place. I took first place. And 3 laps before the end of the race, I lost my left front wheel. Now we're making left turns. So I'm running on 3 wheels and I have to run hard enough to keep the left front of my car off the ground so it doesn't drag because I've only got 3 wheels. And I still took first place.
Cool.
And they were mad at us. Oh, they were mad because they never seen us before. Here these 2 guys blow into town. These 2 cowboys ride in and wipe the town out and leave. You know what I mean? I used to do all that.
I can hear the theme music from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
That was about it, too.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Mel, what did you win? Just curious, trophy or?
Yeah, that was a trophy dash that night. Yeah.
Cool.
So I got first place trophy and my buddy Ray got second. And some money. We actually got enough money that we covered all of the parts we had to buy to race on their track.
That's even better.
Let me say hi to Eric E. Drone and Nemo came
Nemo?
into the chat. Nemo.
Steve Carpenter.
No,
Jody?
Nemo, like Captain.
Yeah, Steve's been cracking jokes all night, so he's been here a while.
Yeah, Steve's been hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
It's not out
we
there doing
had
concerts.
had a good show tonight. I actually got up to 30 something people.
31
there.
I saw at one point. You're at 29 now.
And
Because of me, Mitch.
29
No, it was
Of course,
31
because of
before
me.
you. It's starting to go down because of you.
Okay.
Te estoy jodiendo, mamá.
But it's okay. It's okay, Adrian. You were right. Something was because of you.
I'm just saying.
So you're good. You're good.
I'm just saying.
It was the shirt that attracted everybody.
And speaking of the shirt, man,
I noticed.
that's another one that I drug out of mothballs.
That
We
was
got a
Miami
radio
Vice.
show.
Yeah, another.
Yeah.
Mordecai and Rigby.
Yeah, we'd appreciate the one night we'll have Hawaiian shirt night. I know
There
that,
we go.
Let's go out and buy
I know
one.
that Ron
just-
3X Drones is always in a Hawaiian shirt, always in a tropical shirt, and I think Brian at BMAC actually had a live stream where he said, tropical shirts are requested. You were on that one, Carlos. Remember?
So,
I just have to take off my t-shirt and show my tropical physique.
uh-oh.
No, let's not.
More
let's all
like
keep our-
Hawaiian Punch.
Let's all keep our
Art,
clothes
nobody
on.
asked you.
Unlike Ed's streams, let's keep.
That was a once in a blue moon thing.
Let's hope so. Yeah, I still can't get that image out of my head.
Oh, I got a story for you guys. This
Okay.
is back in my comedy days, and this was for the Christmas show at the Comedy Awards here in Denver, and I was supposed to be an elf while I was an elf in this skit. What people didn't know is I had breakaway clothes on.
Oh my God.
I had a certain music going, and all I had were these Batman boxers on, and I started dancing, and I turned around and
Somebody call the
shake my-
police.
oh God, the people just howled. Oh God.
Somebody call 911.
What do you
a
mean,
that's
oh
right.
God? Oh God, like put your clothes back on?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm thinking,
That's-
oh God, stop telling this story. It's going to give me nightmares.
That's like when Philly Drone like talks about his days as a male stripper. No,
Chunky
he does.
tails.
He does. He
did
tells that,
male
he used to
stripper
tell
for
that story a
Very
lot.
big women,
Yeah.
I think.
Big, yeah. He was a big guy, and at any rate, there's some mental pictures I don't want to have.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely the one I would not like to see Art in boxers shaking his ass. I don't think I want to see that picture either.
Well,
No.
at least I had the potato in front.
Okay, now see, now you're about to mess with my stomach, and I'm about to eat dinner in a little bit.
Yeah, really.
I thought you were finished. I thought you were
Real men
finished.
use Italian sausage
Yeah,
anyway.
Steve Carpenter's
Mel, how
Steve
dare
Carpenter's going to have nightmares.
How
already,
dare
so
you, Mel?
Let's go. What about them drones, guys?
Right here,
Let's
Adrian.
talk about
Yeah,
those.
there
Let's
you
talk
go.
about the.
you? Pound it.
Pound it. Boom.
It's
Oh,
getting out
my.
of hand. It's getting out of hand, guys.
Well, it's the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I
Mitch.
suppose.
There you go.
Gotta take you out with a good laugh and a bang.
I gotta
and-
find a. I gotta
People are
find.
getting punchy here.
I gotta find. Yeah, I know I am. I gotta find something to distract everybody. I guess my mail is probably out there by now at 8:00. Hopefully.
There
I
you
got. Like I say,
Oh,
the
you don't
motors.
have dogs that bark at the mailman like
No.
Lloyd does.
Unbelievable how late our mail comes here. Sometimes 6, 7 o'clock at night, especially when I'm waiting for a package. That guarantees.
I'm
About
waiting
that
for a
mail
package
voting.
that still hasn't come. I ordered
Woo-hoo.
4 sets
Yeah, we could count on
of
that.
Tinyhawk props. They were supposed to be here last Saturday. They're still not here. I've been emailing with customer service at A Main Hobbies, and I told him, he said, well, just give it a couple more days. I said, no, I'll tell you what, I'll give it till the end of tomorrow. And if I don't have them, I'm emailing you back and I want you to send me a new order. And I need that order by X day because I'm going to an event on the weekend and I need them props. So, but I don't get it because I order something and I didn't get it, like the camera. I ordered that and it never came, never showed up. I ordered these props. They're lost in the universe somewhere.
Are they sending them to your Tennessee address, maybe?
No.
They're sending it to the
no.
next door neighbor. He's gonna
Supposed to
build
be
a
coming
plane
to
and have
this
a
address.
pizza. No.
And Rick orders that MiG and has it sent and it gets here the next freaking day.
Well,
I
that's
order
Amazon.
props and I can't,
If Amazon one thing I could say for Amazon, they do get they do 99% of the time get the stuff to you on time.
Not for me. Not for me.
Because they got it. Usually they got it warehoused, very close to here. Most we got some big Amazon warehouses here in Central Florida, and most of the time they have all that stuff right there.
Well, they build those things in close to metropolitan and high population areas because that's where they figure their sales are going to be. I live kind of here in the woods in Arkansas,
Well, that's why you don't get anything, Mel. What are
Yeah.
you doing? There you are.
But
There
yeah,
you are.
so Rick, if you're still here, thanks for the Tinyhawk motor, the first one that you ordered 3 months ago. It finally showed up at my other address.
Wait, what
Oh,
kind of
man.
tiny hook? Which the original?
Yeah, the original one.
Shit, if I would have known that. I think I have like 2 or 3 of those. Next time, if you need one, let me know.
Well, what happened was I took one of the motors apart, Carlos, to clean all the hair out of it from flying it around on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And when I popped that C-clip off the top of the motor shaft, the center the armature shaft,
Right.
the C-clip went boing, and I never found it again.
Oh, those things,
Yeah.
you can count.
You lose the
can count
propellers.
on that.
You lose the propellers.
Speaking
and
of
they're bigger.
props, I told you the story a little earlier and I never finished the story. The guy brought the little toy drone out to see if we couldn't get it working, and the battery had the little rubber thing on it that wouldn't let it plug in all the way. So we got the thing. The battery was turned on. I got this little tiny remote controller, and it was really cute, and it even had a flip-up thing for a phone. So there must have been an app. The little drone had a camera in it too. And it had these tiny little props. They must have been maybe an inch, tiny little 2-blade props. And the controller, I don't know how to work it. It's got a button on it. It's got 2 joysticks and it's got a button that says start. So that's all I needed. So I put the little drone down on the ground. I hit the start button, and the motor started running. So I took the throttle stick on the left hand, and I pushed it up. And the little drone started to go up. Got
Imagine that.
Got about a foot off the ground, and one of the props come flying off of it. Crashed. And it had these little teeny props that just pressed on the little teeny shaft, And I pushed it back on, but it was loose. It just came right off again. So I told him the old CA trick with the adhesive, the super glue trick. So we'll see. But we actually did, for one glorious shining moment, we had it in the air. Yeah.
Well, that's what I
works
ordered
good.
the props for, Carlos, was that drone.
This is a
Yep,
motor.
that's
If
a
you ever
motor
need
right
another
there.
one, and if you need a frame, I have an extra frame. No, this frame has everything, but if I have another frame, if you ever need a frame, or if you ever need another motor, I'm quicker than Amazon.
Well, I have the other motor here that I
Okay.
took the C-clip off of.
But you have
So
a replacement
I
motor.
have-
Or you have a fourth.
I have motor
now, right?
parts if I need to replace one.
Okay.
And I have another. My brother's going to send that one over here to me. What I need is props for it.
Which
Every one of us has got a bunch of props, but none of them are in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Amazon has them. RDQ has them.
I've ordered 4 sets, paid for them.
Nobody?
They're supposed to have been here. I can't get them delivered.
From who?
A Main Hobby. That's what I was just talking about a minute ago.
Ken Heron is live. I
I
got a little
know,
pop up.
Art. Everybody's
live, you know?
everybody's just like an Amber Alert, man. Everybody's phone goes off. You know?
Did you get one of these little things?
Amber
now?
Alert.
Or you made your own, right? The little
No, I
I
don't
bought
even
the
have
camera.
one.
You know that's
Don't
for the
have
camera,
one.
right? You
I
sit
bought one
behind
of
the
those
camera.
way back when. I bought one of those
Yeah.
for like
99
so many
cents.
You know.
Yeah.
Art, we're gonna let you go, buddy.
All right. Take care.
Good night,
everybody.
Art.
Good to see you,
ya.
Mel,
Always-
Carlos, Adrian.
Always fun.
Take
Fly
care,
some drones,
everybody.
Art. Fly.
All right.
Let's see you.
All right, buddy. Here you go. You're still
Timing
here.
is off.
Okay.
You tried.
Horrible timing, man.
Yeah.
Who's the producer of this show?
Mitch, I'm about to
to.
go ahead and go ahead and take a shower, buddy. Good. Thank you for
All right,
having me
Adrian.
in.
Good to see you, man. Always fun to have
Thank
you.
you for the
Asqueroso.
invite. Carlos,
Adios.
me pica el culo. My
Me
ass
pica
is
el culo.
itching. I gotta wax.
I know what that means. Okay.
Mel,
Adrian,
Adios.
always good
let's
to see
get
you.
your fixed wings flying.
Man, look, Mel, I swear to God, I would love to get that thing working. The last time I talked to a guy, that son of a bitch was actually trying to charge me as much as I paid for the plane just to get it up and running. I said, I don't need it to fly. It flies. I just need the stuff to be fixed. You know what I mean? Properly. That's it.
How far are you from
That's why
Mitch,
they call it a
Adrian?
hobby, Adrian. It's called a hobby because you're supposed to go get tools and learn and figure out how to do it.
What was your question, Carlos?
How far are you from Mitch?
I believe I'm about, holy crap, 3
2,
hours,
3
4
hours,
hours,
3
maybe?
hours.
wow.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, come on over for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, yeah,
business,
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Never mind.
Well, Adrian, just come on over here for a cup of coffee and pack a overnight bag for about 3 days.
There
Because
you
that's
go.
how long it'll take you to come and go.
Yeah, really.
Nice try, Mel.
Mitch,
Wow.
thank you.
Okay. Well, wait
See
a
you
minute.
later.
Don't go yet. I just want to make sure that none of you guys is going to forget this fabulous landing that I made.
Let me
the
see it.
squeaker. Yeah.
Just a close-up
see it.
one?
Yeah, I mean, yes. Let's replay that fabulous landing one more time.
Can you blow it up, Mitch?
Well, it'll get closer.
It'll get bigger.
Whoa, you're coming down fast.
No, look how
Like
look
he
how
knows what he's
beautiful
doing.
that was.
Ooh,
Look at that
sweet, like
little
butter.
Those
squeaker.
planes
Yes,
come
sir.
in fast.
Like butter.
Yeah,
Adrian.
That was-
especially
that-
this
that was
this
beautiful.
plane has got a pretty thin airfoil on it, but
How
that
tall are
was
those wheels? Two
they're
inches?
only about an inch and a half. They're kind
Oh,
of
that's
small.
it?
Let's
Oh, so
look.
that
Let's
grass
look
is-
at that. Let's look at that again.
So that grass
Let's
is
look
pretty
at that
manicured.
one more time, so none of us ever forget that landing.
That was flawless. That was beautiful, Mitch. That was nice.
Like he knows what he's doing.
Man.
Hey, Mitch,
And,
before I
yeah.
let you go, Mitch, my two DX5 remote, that's the beauty of having two, because I can actually use them for like a body box. Like if you're helping me do something,
Yeah,
you
sure.
can actually take over. You know what I mean, on the plane.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that.
Sometime we and we keep talking about it. It would be great just to try to get a bunch of guys from Florida, all of us, somewhere, where we can and have our own like spin up thing.
Yep.
Get a hotel room, stay the night, and everybody just have a couple days of flying drones and flying airplanes and doing all that stuff. Finding the place and getting everybody together, that's the hard part.
See,
Adrian.
yeah, Mel, I see that. Sweet. Anyway,
And they're already paired to a receiver as a buddy box system.
okay, nice. But hey, Mitch, I've been trying to tell Jim for a while. I said, hey, man, I will literally drive over there Friday. You know what I mean? And spend the weekend over there in my own room if we could just get together and just fly. He keep telling me I'll get back to you. Never happened.
Well, Jim, I live 15 minutes from him, and I actually met him one time in person.
Dude, if I lived
Recently.
50 minutes from you, Mitch, we will be flying just about every
We'd
goddamn
be
weekend.
flying, sure, absolutely, and but he doesn't fly FPV, he doesn't fly RC, no, I met him almost a year ago, where he
Oh.
had and he flew to Matrice, but
That's
other than
a
that,
shame.
Yeah, and the one time we were going to get together, we kind of just missed each other at the park. But
I think me and
Anyway.
Paula or me and Drone Bum are going to try to meet again this weekend. At least one of
yeah,
the 2 days.
That's
it's
cool.
A lot of,
Yeah,
it's a
because
lot
you're
of
up
fun.
that way, aren't you, Carlos?
Yeah, I'm like 25 minutes from him. And if he comes to
Yeah.
me, whatever.
You,
But we
you
had a
in
good time.
Jersey or?
No, I'm
New
in New
York.
York. In New York.
Oh, okay.
I'm almost at the borderline of what they call the 5 boroughs of Manhattan, and he's in Nassau, Suffolk County. He's in Nassau.
Oh,
So,
okay. I know
very close
exactly
to
where
each
you're at.
other.
What borough are you in?
Queens,
Okay.
right near St. John's University.
Remember, I
Pretty
drove
close.
truck over the road for many years. I've been in and out of that city and every borough and everything.
So you
Thank
know
you,
the
Steve
Banwick
Carpenter.
Expressway and the Long Island Expressway project.
Trying
Yep,
to get a word in
I
there.
do.
Thank you, Steve Carpenter, for the.
What do you want to talk on your own show, Mitch? It's
I know,
Heaven
it's tough,
forbid.
it's
That's
tough.
Jeez.
forbidden.
All right, everybody, it's time to go. It's time to go home now.
Yes, it
Adrian?
is. Because
My mother
need
says. My
to get
mother says
naked.
all my friends have to leave now.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I'm Mitch. I'm sorry, but I need to get naked. So I'm about to go.
That's a
Bye,
horrible
bye,
mental
Adrian.
picture.
See ya.
Ooh,
Bye, Adrian.
make him
Take
go.
care,
make
buddy.
him go.
Make him go. All right.
Mitch, thanks for the
And-
invite. Thanks for the
Oh,
help with that
Mel,
little
always-
camera and stuff.
Oh, no problems. Always fun, buddy. Always fun, buddy.
Now
One of
I've
these
got to
days-
dry out some filament so I can make a 3D mount for it to put on the airplane.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Good night. Good night,
All right,
Carlos.
Good night, buddy.
Take care, sir.
And Carlos,
I'll
thanks
make it
for
easy.
thanks for coming in, buddy, as usual. And
We will
man
talk
in the
soon.
co-pilot seat.
I do what I
And
can
I
for
will
you,
bring up
boss.
the music. All right.
Have a
Thanks.
good night, Mitch. Take
Thank
care.
you. All right. You too. You too. And everybody who's left, wow, 22 people still here. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We had a good time tonight. This wasn't even a technical show, but we did get a little of that out of the way. So thanks for coming in. Always a pleasure. Always good to see you. Like I always say, take the rest of the day off. Go play with your drones. I'm doing it. I'm going out every day and I'm having a ball just flying. So try to get out, have fun. Hope to see you all on Sunday night, 8 o'clock. And we'll maybe start building on that little Cinewhoop I'm going to do. So thanks for coming in. Carlos, Rick Halber, Bob Casey still here. Mel, Jody. Thanks, Jody. Thanks for coming in. Joe, Jaybird, good to see you. Who else? Yowie, P51. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much, my friend. I didn't see you in there because I was busy playing herd on the Renegades that I had on the panel. Steve, take care, buddy. We'll see you. Bob Casey said, who else did I miss? TDR Drones. Hey, if you're still here, thanks for coming in. And that's about it. I think I have to go back further to find somebody else. E-Drone, Eric, if you're still here, thanks for coming in, buddy. Until then, we'll see you on Sunday. And now I'll turn it over to my trusty sidekick who's hiding behind the microphone there, Spank, the monkey. Let him say goodnight. You're on, Spanky.